Why was T.C. Carson really fired from Living Single? Which cast members had his back and who didn't? There are two sides to this story, but there's only one backstory. They'll try to tell you Living Single was just a sitcom, cute little jokes, a funky theme song, a time capsule of the 90s. But behind that laughter was a battle. By 1997, Living Single wasn't just popular, it was #1 in its demographics. It had the cultural pull, it had the ratings, it had a cast whose chemistry was lightning in a bottle. But to Warner Brothers executives, it had something else. A man they considered too much, too black. That man was T.C. Carson. Carson wasn't just Kyle Barker, he was Kyle Barker. The Afrocentric style, that was him. The natural hair, the African-inspired suits, the subtle way he wove self-love and dignity into every smirk, that wasn't an accident. Off camera, he meditated, studied, spoke about ownership, and poured it all into the role. All that apparently was the problem. Then came the shakedown. Tense, cold executives sat across from him, legal pads ready, smiles thin as laser blades. They told him, tone it down. Tone down the Afrocentric clothes, tone down the pro-black dialogue, tone down the pride. They wanted universality, which was Hollywood's code for less of you and more of us. TC pushed back. He pitched and fought for the idea that Kyle and Maxine should get married, not just for ratings, but because he believed Black America deserved to see it. A love that was complex, flawed, fiery, but enduring. Carson called out what he saw, a push to replace their authentic, unapologetically black sitcom with something safer. And that's when one of them said it. Friends. They preferred Friends. We put our money and marketing behind it, making it ABC's must-see TV, even if Living Single did come first. And then, just like that, he was fired. T.C. Carson erased from the show he helped to find. When the news of T.C. Carson's firing hit the cast, it was like a gut punch in the middle of a take. The laughter died, and suddenly, every one of them had their backs against a wall. They closed ranks quietly but firmly, confronting executives and demanding that Carson be brought back. But the decision was carved in stone, final, irreversible. Erica Alexander, who played against Kyle, became a shell of herself, stripped of the dynamic banter and passion that made her a force. The energy shifted, and though the cameras kept rolling, the legs of Living Single had been quietly amputated. Warner Brothers brought in a lighter-skinned actor to fill the void left by T.C. Carson. It wasn't just recasting, it was a message. To Carson, it felt like a calculated insult, a corporate smirk aimed directly at the Afrocentric pride he had woven into Kyle Barker. The replacement didn't carry the same cultural weight. It was Hollywood's subtle way of saying, we can have a black man, just not your kind of black man. Many said a few Friends cast members grew annoyed of hearing their show was just like Living Single. So they leaned on the right executives to clear the lane. Not long after, the show that was in a 90s kind of world was canceled. And in the end, Living Single wasn't killed by bad writing or bad acting. It was murdered in the shadows by polite voices and smiling faces, by people who was envious because they knew a copy is never as good as the original.